Jason Momoa is back, and this time, he's bringing a piece of his heritage to the screen in a powerful new series that could rival his most iconic roles. If you're a fan of the Game of Thrones warrior or his ocean-commanding Aquaman, then Chief of War is about to become your next obsession. This gripping historical saga is a long-time passion project for Momoa. Nearly a decade in the making, Chief of War follows the true story of Kaʻiana, a fierce Hawaiian warrior who helped shape the history of the Pacific Islands at the turn of the 19th century. The 9-part Apple TV series promises action, politics, betrayal, and legacy, and it's all brought to life by one of Hollywood's most magnetic stars. But before the world knew him as Khal Drogo, Arthur Curry, or Duncan Idaho, Jason Momoa's journey began with much humbler roles. He first captured attention on Baywatch, Hawaii and Stargate Atlantis, playing characters that showed off his physicality but hinted at the depth that would come later. As the years passed, Momoa grew into more complex and larger-than-life roles, carving a path from TV heartthrob to big-screen icon. Today, at 45, Momoa is juggling two vastly different projects. On one hand, he's starring in the upcoming Minecraft movie, a family-friendly adaptation of the global video game phenomenon. On the other, he's poured his soul into Chief of War, a gritty, personal exploration of his Polynesian roots. And while his on-screen roles have often portrayed him as the fearless warrior, Momoa's real-life story is just as intense and compelling. Momoa's love life has often mirrored the drama of his characters. His first serious relationship began on the Baywatch, Hawaii set, where he fell for co-star Simone Jade McKinnon. The two stayed together for 6 years and even got engaged in 2004. But that love story took a turn when Momoa met the Cosby Show actress Lisa Bonet the following year. For years, it was widely believed they married in 2007, but in reality, the couple tied the knot 10 years later, in October 2017. Together, they welcomed 2 children, daughter Lola Iolani in 2007 and son Nakoa Wolf Manakawapo Namakiha in 2008. In a poetic twist of fate, young Nakoa Wolf is now following in his father's footsteps, having been cast in Dune, Part 3, the upcoming sequel to the sci-fi epic where Momoa made a memorable impact as Duncan Idaho. Unfortunately, after nearly 2 decades together, Lisa Bonet filed for divorce in January 2024, citing irreconcilable differences. Since then, Momoa has moved on and is now romantically linked to Andor star Adria Arjona, continuing his tendency to connect with strong, talented women. Of course, it's hard to mention Jason Momoa without acknowledging his unmistakable scar across his left eyebrow. That scar has become part of his signature look, but the story behind it is far from glamorous. Years ago, Momoa was attacked in a bar by a man wielding a pint glass. The assault left him with a devastating injury that required more than 140 stitches. While such a moment could have been career-ending, Momoa turned it into a badge of honor. In fact, just after recovering, he landed the role that would change his life forever, Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones. It was one of those bad moments in your life, he told Marilyn Dennis in an interview, and it turned lemons into lemonade. That brutal night gave him a hardened, warrior-like appearance that only made him more perfect for the roles he would come to embody. When he's not on set or surfing the Hawaiian waves, Jason Momoa can probably be found headbanging to his favorite heavy metal tracks. A lifelong metalhead, Momoa credits bands like Metallica, Tool, and Black Sabbath as creative fuel for his performances. In fact, he once revealed to Metal Sucks that his portrayal of Aquaman was directly inspired by their music. That deep connection to the genre recently took on new meaning when Momoa had the chance to meet his lifelong idol, Ozzy Osbourne. Just before the legendary rocker's final performance, Back to the Beginning in Birmingham on July 5, Momoa was not only in attendance, but also served as the presenter of the farewell event. He was even spotted rocking out with fans during a Pantera set later in the night. Tragically, Ozzy Osbourne passed away at the age of 76 shortly after. As a heartfelt tribute, Momoa posted a photo with Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne on Instagram, writing, "Love you Ozzy Osbourne. All my aloha Sharon Osbourne and Ohana. So grateful. RIP." It was a full-circle moment, one icon bidding farewell, and another paying homage in the most heartfelt way. From Baywatch to Battlefields, heartbreak to heavy metal, Jason Momoa continues to captivate the world, on-screen and off. With Chief of War just around the corner and his star only burning brighter, there's never been a better time to celebrate the man, the myth, the legend. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories about your favorite stars. And don't forget to watch Chief of War this week on Apple TV. It's not just a series, it's a legacy in the making.